It's the NC on Facebook. You will continue to see the usual programming, but to be co-hosting it, or just go to slash the MNCS. In the meanwhile, why don't you watch this classic cartoon that I have set up? And here you go.
Getting out of the wrong side of the bed. For that, you can almost drop dead. Getting out of the wrong side of the bed. For that, you can almost drop dead. Break a wishbone, and if you get the big end, your wish will come true, and your troubles will end. Gosh, I wish I had a bird for breakfast. Aha! I get my wish. If you whistle before breakfast, you'll cry before dinner.
Listen to the mockingbird, listen to the mockingbird, still singing where the weeping willows wave. I'm dreaming now of Hallie, sweet Hallie, sweet Hallie. She's sleeping in the alley, and the mockingbird is singing where she lies. Listen to the mockingbird. How'd I get in here? Man, you gotta straighten up and fly right. Looks like I've been invited for dinner.
See a pin, pick it up, and all the day you'll have good luck.
Ain't he superstitious? That's all I wants to know. Hey, boss. Hey, boss. Hey, boss. Hey, boss. Boss, I hate to interrupt you when you's eating, but you done spilled the salt.
Yikes! If you spill salt, throw it over your shoulder or you won't live to be much older. Come out wherever you are.
Here I is, boss.
Yay! A ladder. Hey, if you go under a ladder, your days will grow sadder and sadder.
Thanks for the information, boss.
Oh, that's all right, pal. Put it here.
Why not? In the house with an open umbrella will make you a most unfortunate fella. Hey, boss, bread and butter.
Yay! 3 on a match.
And you wind up in the booby hatch. You'll be sorry. Peekaboo.
Oh, this is hard luck.
That's right, boss. 7 years hard luck.
Did you say 7 years hard luck?
That's what the man said. That's what he said. He said that.
Yay! A black cat! A black cat! A black cat!
Afraid of a black cat? My. Is he super duperstitious? Friday the 13th, not wood. Saw. Rabbit's foot. Caution. Hot wood, salt, rabbit, horseshoe. Hot wood, salt, rabbit, horseshoe.
You're just going to be staring at this screen for a second because I need you to read the please stand by. We're streaming to different pages on Facebook, and at 8 p.m. we're going to switch to the MNCS on Facebook. Just go / the MNCS. I know there's about, I'm trying to be live. Yeah, I'm trying to get people to switch to the other one. I know what I'm doing. Yeah. So I want people to switch over to the Monday Night Comedy Show at the MNCS because right now we're doing a duality thing. Eventually it'll be all on one stream, but afterwards you can come back to Nano Taco Studios for our late show. But right now we are about to move over to the Monday Night Comedy Show. So 3 minutes from now, so you've got to / the MNCS on Facebook. I'm going to leave this up for a couple of minutes and we will get started.
You need to consider staying in place until the threat has subsided or blown over.
All hands on deck. I repeat, all hands on deck.
As a result of the outbreak, your city or entire region may be endangered by a lethal agent. If conditions at your location make this a possibility, you need to consider staying in place until the threat has subsided or blown over.
All hands on deck. I repeat, all hands on deck.
As a result of the outbreak, your city or entire region may be endangered by a lethal agent. If conditions at your location make this a possibility, you need to consider staying in place until the threat has subsided or blown over.
All hands on deck. I repeat, all hands on deck.
As a result of the outbreak, your city or entire region may be endangered by a lethal agent. If conditions at your location make this a possibility, you need to consider staying in place until the threat has subsided or blown over.
All hands on deck. I repeat, all hands on deck.
As a result of the outbreak, your city or entire region may be endangered by a lethal agent. If conditions at your location make this a possibility, you need to consider staying in place until the threat has subsided or blown over.
All hands on deck. I repeat, all hands on deck.
As a result of the outbreak, your city...
My advice to you, start drinking heavily.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy.
Why, oh, why?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday Night Comedy Show. My name is Andy, by sound of applause, who's ever been on the internet. Outstanding, a few of you have. If you're just now joining us, there is a global pandemic happening called COVID-19. It's a real bummer, dragging a lot of people down in the dumps, and that's why we are online, keeping it safe for everybody. Laughter here is safe now. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a fantastic show for you this evening. How should I say this? We have a new format. We have 3 comics live in the studio, in Nano Taco Studios in North Minneapolis, where I am currently. We have 3 comics who are directly live streaming from the comfort of their own home. And we have 3 outstanding videos that I'm very excited about. We got permission to show, and I think that you're going to really like them. The whole night is going to be fun. So get a delicious drink that you that may or may not be alcoholic. It doesn't matter if it is or not. But remember, the pants are optional here at the Monday Night Comedy Show. And yeah, it's one of the selling points here at the Monday. And we hate pants. But let's say hello to our lovely staff here in studio. Let's first say hello to Kat and Kruger. Hey, Money, the motherfucker talk. They are controlling the positive and negative, the up and the down and whatnot. And of course, we have at the bar Saint May of the Underground, also the Dark Web, also Y2K Queen. we haven't yet adapted her, changed her nickname yet. So suggestions in the comments. You can comment tonight. Please comment. A lot of people forget that you can comment on the show as it happens. And we will, if we like your comment, we will put it up on the screen. For example, hang on, I'm trying to press a button and it's not working. This one, really good one. The Monday Night Comedy Show will be starting at 8 p.m. During this pandemic, this is the only time in our 13-year history that it takes a global pandemic to start on time at the Monday Night Comedy Show. Yay! We shouldn't brag about that, but you know what? It doesn't matter. A couple of our friends are here live. I just want to say hello to Dan. Dan, can you see us? Can you hear us?
I can. I'm here.
I'm gonna make him go solo so everybody can look at it. That's Dan. That's his either his room or his rumpus room, his killing room. I don't know.
It's a secret.
You know what's a secret? You know what? Electric safety. There's too many plugs in that outlet right above your head, Dan. As the grandson of an electrician, you should really practice safer electric.
Probably.
I got nothing. I don't. I was doing so well, and then it doesn't matter. Nothing matters anymore. No. All right. So that was Dan, but I'm really excited about this next guest. This, ladies and gentlemen, is BRANDI Brown, who, when I checked my Facebook messages the last time BRANDI performed at the show was in 2015.
Well, technically, no. I actually got a wild card, or I piggybacked on with Tiffany Norton last year at some point.
I guess that. What year was that?
Last year. It was last year.
It was last year. It was in 2019. All right. Yeah. Well, then I stand corrected, and now you own the show according to the rules of engagement. Well played, BRANDI. It is now BRANDI's Monday Night Comedy Show. All right. Well, here from St. Cloud, also known as where it's not really St. Cloud, but it's St. What is it? Matt?
Waite Park.
Yeah. Waite Park, Minnesota. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Matt DOOYEMA.
Hi.
Welcome, Matt. Welcome. So I believe we're missing a couple people. No, we're not. We actually have everybody streaming in. We have everybody who is supposed to be in studio. We have a lot of cool people here at Nano Taco Studios. If you're just joining us, these are our new digs during quarantine, and we can do a lot more cool stuff. So strap in, kids, because it's going to be a hell of a ride. Tonight's videos, and I'm super excited. We have a music video by the band Pink Socks, a local Minneapolis band, fronted by Charlie Van Stee and our friend Levi Mary. And hopefully they're watching tonight, and they are sharing this with their parents, and their parents are going, "Oh, that's our sons." Okay, we have a very special guest tonight, Tiffany Norton, who's going to introduce a series that she has started called The Bitter Baker online, and we are we'll talk more about that when she gets on here, but she'll be introducing her Bitter Baker segment. And we got permission from Stand Up Records, from Dan Schlissel himself, to show Wendy Maybury's The Vagina Song from her debut album on Stand Up Records called She's Not From Around Here. And that segment is illustrated by Oscar-nominated artist Bill Plimpton, which if you haven't seen Bill Plimpton's 1987 Oscar-nominated short called Your Face, it's disturbing and very, very weird. So you should check that out. So just Google Bill Plimpton. And once you see his animation style, you'll be like, oh, I know who that. I know that. Bill. Oh, Bill and I go way back. It's true. What else? Am I forgetting anything? Probably. I think it's time to read the book, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for the Monday Night Comedy Show Book Club book, read by our own JOE Christianson, who will be performing a little bit later tonight. He's reading page 10 of the Full House novelization of a story about Stephanie. Don't read ahead.
Good evening, America. This is an excerpt from Full House Stephanie, Picture Me Famous, based on the hit television series. Page 10. She leaned against the wall and let her head fall back with a thunk against the hard cinder blocks. I'm such an idiot, she sighed. Tell us what happened, Allie urged. I completely messed up my line, Stephanie groaned. His name is Kyle, and I called him a football, she wailed. Huh? Darcy said. Okay, I got a set in there. Run that by me again. Allie looked dumbfounded and shook her head. Oh, never mind. Just believe me when I tell you I blew it big time. I totally botched it. But that doesn't matter anyway, because he asked Amber Armstrong to go to the game. Really? Allie said. And what did she say? She said no, Stephanie replied. Can you believe it? That's good, Steph. It means you have nothing to worry about, Darcy said. But he must have had a big crush on her, Stephanie pointed out. He's probably just trying to be nice, Allie said. You know, because she's new and all. Right. And you're going to tell me it makes no difference that she's totally gorgeous, Stephanie made a face. Maybe, Allie admitted, but she's really shy. Thank you.
Gentlemen, give it up for JOE Christianson, reading page 10 of the Full House novelization of Some Adventure by Stephanie. JOE Christianson. Yes! We believe that reading is fundamental here at the Monday Night Comedy Show, but it's not only fundamental, it's also fun. Don't read ahead in your home versions of Stephanie, Picture Me Famous. Let's all read it together. And then, in 4 years' time, when we reach the end, after reading one page each week, we'll sit together and talk about the themes and some of the character choices, how it made us grow as people, how Stephanie grew. Will she grow? I don't know. Is this the one where she starts doing meth? I don't know.
I think that meth is probably the last one.
There are 12 Stephanie books in the series.
Yeah.
So if you come across something random and strange like that in a little free library when you're taking a daily walk because you got diagnosed with diabetes in March, like a friend of mine, just be sure to grab it and send it to the Nano Taco Studios in North Minneapolis, because we'll probably end up reading it. All right, what's going on here? We just want to do a couple of announcements before we start. So ladies and gentlemen. Here at Nanotaku Studios, we do practice social distancing, and everybody does wear a mask when they are not performing. And let's take a look at some of these masks. Look at that. That's Kat and Kruger wearing a mask. Look at that. Look at that. There's St. May wearing a mask. Mercy, I think, is, well, you can, you can see. Everybody's wearing a mask, and except for me, because I'm, my mask is over here. Don't worry, it's around. But anyhow, we're safe here. We only allow 3 performers here in the studio at a time, and most everybody, Carly and Nick PIONTEK and Joe even left the studio itself, and they're sitting outside right now in the pouring rain, and we give them very little shelter. And in fact, every flat surface around the outside of Nanotaku has those spikes, so kids can't skateboard and people can't sit down. So
comics and kids.
And also we deprive them of water and bathrooms.
Definitely.
Yes.
That's what the rain's for.
That is what the rain's for. Even though it's not raining currently in Minneapolis, we are pouring water on them as we speak. So it's not a glamorous life for in-studio comics here at the Monday Night Comedy Show. Not like it is in the cushy digs of Dan Bublitz's house or Brandy Brown's crib or Matt DOOYEMA. Matt DOOYEMA's outside. Look at him enjoying nature. Hey, Matt, look at that. Mr. I get Wi-Fi outside of my house.
It's a beautiful night.
Yeah, but you're in Wake Park, and we're in Minneapolis.
Oh, I know. It's a millennial way. I get it.
Yourself.
It's 4 days journey by camel.
Thankfully, camels are cheap here in the Twin Cities. One thing I do want to mention before we get our first comic on, which is Dan, spoiler alert, is that you, if you are having a good time tonight, are very welcome to donate via Venmo to tip the comics during this global pandemic because, well, a lot of unemployment checks have run out, and this might be their only source of income. Don't let that make you feel bad. Even though all of our comics tonight have tuberculosis and are on the verge of dying if they don't have their medicine, which they can't afford unless you tip on Venmo. Only we understand the times are tough, and while we kid a lot, we do want the comics to get some kind of payment for writing jokes during these difficult times, but we get it. If you don't have it, it's okay. You are still more than welcome. You just have to bring 10 of your friends to watch the show with us. So, start texting. This is the only time I'll say pull out your pagers and cell phones and tell your friends that you're watching the Monday Night Comedy Show. Tell them to star 69 you on your pager. Star 69. What is BUBLITZ? I don't understand. I don't remember. Somebody give me a graphing calculator, please. We'll figure out how to spell BUBLITZ. No, it's not his intro. I'm going to do his intro now. Are you guys ready for the intro for your first comic? Good.
Yes.
Jerk offs, whatever.
Yes.
All right, fine. Here we go. Hang on. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on. This is the most professional part of the show. Hang on. Don't worry. Gotta weave it through these chords. It's gonna be fine. Here we go. Oh, there we go. And one moment, please. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your first comic of the evening? I don't believe you, Internet. Close out all your porn windows and start clapping something other than your dick, ladies and gentlemen, because it's time for Dan Bublitz to perform at the Monday.
Yeah. If you didn't start slapping your dick, you will now because I'm here, and that probably ruined it for you. How's everybody doing? The few people that can hear me, I hope well. Yes, this started off awkward, but hey, what do you expect? when your last name is Bublitz. Yes, lots of boobs going on here. I'll start with this. I was raised in a religious family. I was raised Baptist. That means I'm very good at being condescending and hypocritical. If you don't know what that means, it means do as I say, not as I do. But the good news is, because I was raised Baptist, I'm saved. Because part of being Baptist, you have to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Because if you don't, the pastor will drown you. All right, a few people have been to a Baptist baptism. For those of you that have not, it is a very intense situation because the pastor will take you out to a secluded area, probably a lake or a river, and dunk you until you accept Jesus Christ as your Savior. It's a very, very scary thing. It is summertime. Typically, I mean, this has been a weird summer, obviously, but a lot of summer activities take place. One thing that usually happens in the summertime are family reunions. And I've always thought it was kind of funny about family reunions, how every family reunion always seems like it's at a neutral territory. It's almost like all the mob bosses coming together. It has to be on neutral territory. Like nobody wants to house it at their own homes. Yeah, it's a weird thing. And I actually come from a crime family. I mean, we're not organized. We just, a lot of my family members are in prison. So our family reunions are just visitation day at the prison. And we have some interesting dishes that we bring. We bring like bail bonds pudding, hacksaw hot dish, things like that. Yes, we're all winners. And it's no surprise, though, that my family is the way it is because we're kind of trailer trash. I lived in a trailer long time. Grew up in a trailer, and now I live in St. Paul. I don't live in a trailer anymore. My fiance and I bought a house together, and when I say we, I mean she bought a house and she let me move with her. That's how that works. Because she has all the credit, but we live in this neighborhood now, which has been really weird to me because we're in a neighborhood and it's kind of normal and we have neighbors, and it's weird because before I lived here, like I said, I lived in a park. I lived in a trailer park and it was fun. You think about all the parks that are fun: water parks, amusement parks, trailer parks, all fun parks. All the same people go to those parks. I know, I'm them people. But fun things always would happen at the trailer park. One of the funniest things that ever happened when I lived at my trailer is a guy from a cable company, the local cable company, came to my house and he asked, knocked on the door, and I answered the door, and he said, "Mr. Bublitz, we're doing some surveys. We're trying to see what it would take to get other people to, people in this neighborhood to get cable." He said, "Well, if we lowered our prices, would you be interested in cable? Or what if we added more channels? You look like you like NASCAR." I was like, "Well, I do like naps. But I think you're in the wrong neighborhood. I mean, I don't think you got your demographics right because there's nothing on cable more interesting than where I live. I open my front windows and Cops is literally across the street." Living in the Midwest, though, living in a trailer in the Midwest, that's a scary thing. A lot of my friends were always concerned for me. They're like, "Dan, what are you going to do if a tornado comes? You live in a trailer. You don't have a basement." Well, I'm very optimistic. I look at it this way. If a tornado comes, it's just a surprise amusement park ride. 1 minute I'm having a beer in my living room. The next I'm having a beer in my neighbor's yard. Either way, there's beer involved, and we're going to have a good time. I do think it's funny, though. There are trailer parks out there that try to disguise themselves. They call themselves mobile home resorts. And the only thing they're resorting to is false advertising. They're like, "Oh yeah, we've got a pool." You go check it out, and it's just an above ground pool that they obviously bought at Walmart. And when they say we got on-site laundry, it's probably a duck pond out back. Let's see. What else do I want to work on? I'm not very cool. I'm not very hip. I do get called hipster a lot, which I don't think I'm a hipster. I think I'm too old to be a hipster because the first time somebody called me a hipster, I had to Google what a hipster was. After I couldn't find it in the encyclopedia. Apparently, my friends are like, "Oh, Dan, you got a beard. You must be a hipster." I'm like, "No, I have a beard because without it, I look like the prime suspect in every kidnapping." I'm not trying to be cool or hip, just trying to stay out of jail. And you can't be cool or hip when you look like I do. I just look like a dad that never gets mad but is disappointed in everything you do. I just go around giving disappointing looks to everybody. But that has pros and cons because looking like this, I don't get in a lot of fights. Surprise, I'm not a fighter. If a bar fight breaks out with my friends, nobody's getting ready to tag Dan in. They're going to look at me and they're going to go, "Dan, you should go sit back down at the bar, Dan. You're going to get hurt. We got this." In fact, in my entire life, I've only been in one physical altercation. It was with my dad when I was 12. He roundhouse kicked me in the face.
Wow.
Yeah, well, before you judge my dad, you should know it was an accident. He was showing me how to do a roundhouse kick, and I walked into his foot. That's what he told me to tell everybody, so that's the way the story is. Somebody tried to steal my identity when they saw my credit score. They tried to give it back, and I was like, finders keepers, that's yours now. Joke's on you, even I don't want to be me. I grew up poor. That's the thing. I grew up poor. Never really had a lot of money. And I think about what I would do if I had a lot of money or I came into a lot of money and like how things have changed. Like when I was in my 20s, if I would have won the lottery, oh my God, I would have spent that money on crazy things, fast ladies, fast cars, fancy houses. But now at my age, if I win the lottery today, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go to the doctor and actually pay for it. Yes, I will pick that up on the way out the door, and I'll actually be able to reschedule a follow-up without changing doctors. It'll be a nice thing. But like I said, I did grow up poor. Like that's the thing. My dad was a single father trying to raise two boys on his own, and as a kid, it sucked. I didn't understand what he was going through. Now I kind of understand what he went through. But as a kid, it did suck because all my friends were getting the latest and greatest toys. They get like G.I. Joes, He-Man, Ninja Turtles. I was getting whitey tighties and holiday-themed sweaters. Just getting robbed. Well, my dad thought he was a comedian. And so for my birthday one year, he gave me a box of rocks. And I was like, "Dad, what am I supposed to do with a box of rocks?" He said, "Son, use your imagination." So I imagined I was a superhero, and I used the rocks to rescue the toys from the toy store. Then when I got home with all the toys, my dad looked at me and he said, "Son, where did you get all these toys?" And I looked him right in the eye and I said, "Dad, use your imagination." Then he roundhouse kicked me in the face. Finish up with a couple quick ones. I never grew up. I just grew out. Now I'm looking for a seamstress to take me in. That's a well-tailored joke. I don't care what anybody says. I've been trying to achieve REM sleep, but that's hard to do knowing everybody hurts sometimes. Let's see. I got another quick one. I'll leave up with this. This is what I'll do. I am currently enrolled in college. I know I don't look like a traditional student because I'm not. I take classes online, even though I look like I probably teach online college. I look like I'm teaching online college right now with this. But yeah, so I'm a non-traditional student. I didn't go to college right out of high school, and I'm glad that I waited. I'm in my 40s, and this is not really a joke. It's more of a life hack. I think everybody should wait until they're in their 40s to go to college because I figured out I'm not going to have to pay back my financial aid because I'm probably going to die before that gets done. And I think that's all I got. I'm at 9.5 minutes. I'll call it good. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
You gotta unmute. I can't unmute you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Dan BUBLITZ. Thank you. We lost Matt DOOYEMA. Matt, did you hear Dan's set, or do you need him to repeat it?
I think I need another 9.5 minutes of roundhouse jokes.
Okay. Oh, methinks you heard it. So, Dan, one more time, as people are looking at you, I did ask what was the name and reason for your first fight. We got some. This was my response. Ryan Polikoff for wiping a booger on my leg in 7th grade. I punched him. And I felt horrible afterwards. I started crying. And Chuck Gollop, he had a mohawk, so he got beat up. That does count. So everybody beat up Chuck.
I had a mohawk too, so right there with you.
We got Levi Mary was Kyle. And a lunch. Now, Levi, did you fight Kyle, or did you fight the lunchroom chair, or was the fight over a lunchroom chair? Just please in the comments specify. Morgan Hightower. Let's see, Charles Tyler Matlock. That was that's a very specific, like, okay, everybody Google Charles Tyler Matlock, and we'll just get even for Morgan, I guess, and we'll ask. Let's see, Michael Schaefer, a box of rocks was the second most nefarious foe. So that wasn't in response to my question, but that's just a good point that Michael Schaefer from Fairbanks, Alaska, is watching us. Thank you. Margaret has a weird one. Mags, fight for Jesus to be in your heart from 82 to 99. After 99, I went darkness and witchcraft. So Mags, did you fight Jesus? You fought? Did you fight your heart, or did you fight Jesus? And after 1999, did you start fighting Satan, or and again, please explain. We got a response from Levi. He took a lunchroom chair from his table and he pushed me. Oh man.
Oh, no.
That is on. It is on. That's hopefully more people, met by the bike racks at 3:00 at some point in their life. And all right. I'm sorry. Morgan has explained she's not trying to hurt Charles Tyler Matlock. She was trying to tag her brother. So, okay. So once again, Morgan Hightower wants us all to Google Charles Tyler Matlock and ask him why he wants to hurt Morgan. Yeah, that's our takeaway from that one. Let's see. All right. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. Remember, tip the comics at our Venmo Monday Night Comedy Show link, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome back to the Monday Night Comedy Show, Brandi Brown, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, I am Brandi Brown, and tonight on Drunk History, we'll be talking about the history of the Monday Night Comedy Show.
Yes, oh goodness.
No, I'm just kidding. Like, that would be so weird if I just got shit-faced and then recounted random tales.
Oh goodness.
Like, one time, a guy was racist to me. Okay, anyway, but I love this show. It wasn't anyone on the show. It was someone who you can't cancel because he's not good enough to be cancelable. Anyway, so I'm glad you're here instead of watching the Democratic National Convention. I don't know. I looked at the schedule, and I think right now Meg Whitman, who was like the CEO or co-founded eBay, is on right now. And she also is the CEO of Quibi, which is a thing that has 10-minute clips. So, like, why watch her when you can watch 10-minute sets here? Obviously. Thanks for being here. We are now in our... I don't even know, we're like our 5th month of this quarantine. And I've learned some things. I now understand why my cat randomly starts running around the house at 3 a.m. I get it now. I completely understand. You're just like, you know what? Fuck it. Maybe it'll make time go faster. Just run in circles. Get it. Thank you. I'm sorry, to my cat for ever doubting her. Hey, have you guys ever noticed that Mama Bear from the Berenstain Bears is always wearing a nightgown?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I mean, you live in a tree with your boring kids and your annoying husband, but, like, I don't know. Maybe put on a different outfit. Run a paw through your hair. What are you doing? True story. I once got into a fight with the Berenstain Bears official Twitter account about this. Because I followed them, because I knew that one day I'd catch them in a lie, and I did. So here's what happened. I was like, hey, why is Mama Bear always wearing a nightgown? And they were just like, oh, she's not wearing a nightgown. And I was just like, And I had a picture of her wearing the blue polka dotted outfit, and then another picture of her in bed wearing the same outfit, but it was in purple. And I'm like, that's clearly a nightgown. What's going on here? And they said the greatest thing. They said, oh, maybe you just don't understand their clothing. What? One, it is a children's book. Two, I have depression, so I understand inappropriate pajama wearing.
Yes.
Why was she wearing a nightgown? And then they just ended the conversation with me there. And the great part about that story is that it took place at 9:30 a.m. on my work computer. And then I was fired from that job a week later. And I'm not saying it's related. But I'm also not saying Berenstein Bears aren't Illuminati. To say. So apparently someone in the chat is saying Amy Klobuchar is on right now, and okay, I guess it was time for us to fight again. I have a long-standing feud with Amy Klobuchar, so at the state fair, you can look this up on city pages. Amy Klobuchar, the senior senator from Minnesota, will not say that the Minnesota State Fair, which is objectively better than the Iowa State Fair, is better than the Iowa State Fair. She was just like, yeah, this was her answer. I'm not even telling jokes anymore. She goes, and by the way, imagine I'm yelling this because Amy Klobuchar has no indoor voice. She goes, oh no, they have a butter cow and we have Princess Cave of the Milky Way. We need to bring people together. And I was like, but which fair is better? And she just went on and on. And she refused. Like, how are you centrist on state fairs? That's like the minimum that any senator has to do. Like, God. Like, even Jason Lewis, who is complete garbage, would be like, Minnesota, obviously. Okay, anyway. Amy Klobuchar. We'll talk about it later. Maybe not. Anyway, I can hear her yelling and the TV's not even on. Okay, anyway. People ask a lot. I'm in Minnesota. This whole show's in Minnesota. People are always asking, especially since George Floyd, what is racism like in Minnesota? And we have a very bad racial inequity issue. But let me just break it down how racist Minnesota is in such a weird way. We are so racist that in the rest of the country, they play duck, duck, goose. But Minnesota plays duck, duck, gray duck. Like, that's how, like, racist we are. We have to be like, no, this duck is a different color. It's such a weird, we're so passive-aggressively racist. Instead of just being like, we hate black people, like, gray ducks, if you know what I mean, which no one does. Anyway. I've been watching a lot of TV. Been watching a lot of TV during the pandemic, and also because I'm a comic, so that was just status quo. But I watch Sesame Street sometimes because it's some great, wholesome sketch comedy. And my favorite thing about Sesame Street is how they'll tackle big issues, but not things that are like super relevant to every 4-year-old. Like, they'll be like, all right, today on Sesame Street, we're going to have a very special episode and tackle the opioid addiction crisis. But also, we are never going to explain to 4-year-olds that Elmo is being supervised in an abnormally low amount. Like, I don't know. I think it's really important. Kids are going through hard things, but you should probably tell 4-year-olds they're not allowed to host talk shows without their parents. They're not allowed to just be on the streets annoying people. And adults would like them to shut the fuck up sometimes. Like, I don't know. Just tell them basic shit. Like, cover your basics. I don't, obviously healthcare is a big issue. It's important. Everyone needs healthcare. Can't have too much healthcare. But here's the thing. I think we forgot that in like the 90s and the early 2000s, there was a point where clearly we had too much healthcare or something, because we had the TV show Jackass, which was just a show about dudes competing to see who could have the highest copay. Like, it was so ridiculous. They would literally do stunts to be like, you know what, let's go to a clinic and get an x-ray of a car up our ass. Like, wow, what an incredible bountiful time to have been alive. That, like, healthcare was just like, I don't know, let's just go spend some money on healthcare. We have no reason to, let's do it. I don't like this trend that's happened in the past few years by the Weather Channel. They've started naming winter storms, and who gives a shit? It's a winter storm. We only know if a winter storm happens if it's on a holiday or if it's an abnormally warm time when the storm happens. And so here's my proposal. Instead of naming winter storms, we should name unseasonably warm days. For example, you could be like, hey, where were you during Short Stay Tom of January 92? You're like, Short Stay Tom, that's right. I was in a park with a parka and shorts on. That was crazy. Short Stay Tom.
Short Stay Tom.
Short Stay Tom. Been spending a lot of time with my cat. My cat's name is Claudette Cookie Lion. She's named Claudette after Claudette Colvin, the first Black woman to refuse to sit in the back of the bus, and Cookie Lion because when I got her, Empire was still a good show. So Claudette Cookie Lion. Very smart cat. But she's scared of everything. And so we took her to the vet. And at one point, the vet looks at her and goes, oh, it's okay, Claudette. Mommy's taking you home soon. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That is not my daughter. That is a friend who fell in some hard times and needed a place to crash forever. I would not make my kid eat off the floor and shit in a box, you monster. Claudette is terrified of everything. I thought naming her Cookie Lion would be like, yeah, that's a bad bitch name. But here's the thing. Claudette is so scared of everything that I once saw her sneeze and then run away from her own sneeze. She's terrified of everything. She's gotten more used to stuff. It's been several years. And the thing about Claudette is that I can't really get mad at her when she does stuff like I'll be sitting on the couch watching TV, have my whole thing set up, and then she'll steal my seat. And like I can't kick her out of the seat because I named her after a civil rights hero who did not give up her seat. Like I just fucked myself over there. I also talk to my cat like a little baby cat. But sometimes I get a little like I get weirdly paranoid about it. Like I wonder if I'm saying like meow, 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 like some really fucked up shit to my cat. Just to understand. Like I want to kill you and eat your brains. Like and it's just like me going meow 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 meow. I actually worry about that. I gotta get out of here, but I'll leave you with this. I was having some trouble sleeping, and so I was taking melatonin, which is an actual chemical your brain makes, regulates sleep. But one of the side effects of melatonin is that you have insane nightmares. It's very vivid, wild dreams. So I was taking some melatonin. I was at my boyfriend's house, and the next day he goes, "Hey, is everything okay? You're kind of thrashing around in your sleep." And I'm like, "Yeah. It's just the melatonin I took." And then he goes, "Oh, I don't have that problem. Because I'm white."
Oh.
I was like, what? And then I realized he thought I meant melanin.
Oh my God.
I was like, "Oh no, honey, I don't have bad dreams because I'm black. Just a hellish existence." But more importantly, why would I be taking Stay Black pills every night? Like just because we're having sex, I'm not going to catch your whiteness. And then wake up one day like, oh, I need to listen to Sweet Caroline on a loop. And then fuck up the latest dance craze. All right, that's enough for me. Be sure to tip everyone at Venmo, Monday Night Comedy Show. Yeah, thanks a lot for having me. It's always a blast being on this show. I'm Brandi Brown.
Brandi! Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Brandi Brown! Brandi! Woo! Brandi!
Yeah.
Brandi, I love that your microphone looks like you're talking to a minion.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a fancy mic just in case I ever leave the house again. I'm going to bring my own mic, and then I got a mic cover because comics are
absolutely
disgusting.
smart.
Pre-pandemic comics were disgusting.
Yeah.
So.
Boy, I hate to break this to everybody, but the microphones at Spring Street, well, you know what? Let's not talk about that.
I mean, I've been to the shows there. They have like metal show where dudes will just deep throat the mic. It's not the most sanitary. It's a good show, just not sanitary.
And they leave some of their deep throat on the microphone, and you can't boil that stuff off. But Brandi, thank you for mentioning Venmo. We do have a couple of people that did tip the comics already. Christine and Charles, thank you so much. If you do. Yay! Thank you so much. If you do choose to tip the comics, leave your address on the Venmo comment, and we will send you a Monday Night Comedy Show sticker to put on your car, your children, your guitar case, your accordion. Doesn't matter. These make your ride look good.
I have one on my laptop.
Kruger has one on his laptop.
Brag.
Kruger can apparently afford a laptop. Woo!
Oh, I can afford technology.
All right. Levi Mary has a very good point, Brandy. I would vote for you, Brandy, for president. 2024, just consider it. You'd have at least 15 votes here at Nano Taco Studios and on the internet. So thank you, Brandy. It's great to have you back. Please come back and visit us, and hopefully we'll have you in studio soon if you'd like that. But if you do want to be a part of the Monday Night Comedy Show, you have to talk to two people, or one at a time, or just one or the other. You talk to May, you talk to Ronnie, but don't talk to them both at the exact same time, because I'm sorry, I got distracted by something shiny on Mercy Victor's chest. It was a Monday Night Comedy Show sticker that he just wasted. These do cost money, but when you peel it off, I don't know, use Scotch tape to put it on a permanent. Anyway, these stickers cost at least 7 cents each.
Wow.
That's not true.
Right.
Yeah, that's a better use of the sticker, sticking it on your mask. It's oh, they didn't waste the sticker. We're getting off topic here. I have something to
Yay!
Yay, off topic every Monday. What? As I mentioned earlier, we have a few videos to show you tonight, and I want to tell you a little bit about what you're about to see. So we here at the Monday Night Comedy Show, because we are not using my iPod that we've been using for the last 13 years, filled with all of my songs that stopped when 1999 happened, we are using local music, either produced here at Nano Taco Studios or from local Minneapolis bands, as like transition music or like music that you hear before the show actually starts. And our first music video was a couple weeks ago. It was by a band called The Drug Budget. They're just a little band with only a couple people in it. And so we showed a music video there, and we liked it so much we was like, let's show more music videos. So tonight we have a music video by a band called Pink Socks. And let me read a little bit something about them. Pink Socks were formed in 2019 by Charlie Van Stee and Levi Mary, with Charlie's original intention of filling in a supporting role only as songwriter through shorter, more guitar-driven material than he was writing for his band Van Stee. If you don't know Van Stee, you should definitely check it out on Spotify or Bandcamp. But with the help of drummer Braden Dickey and guitarist Matt Vanelli, together they are Pink Socks, and we want you to enjoy the video that they made for their song Blue. Ladies and gentlemen, Pink Socks.
With cups of water spilling as it rains. We'll drink the sea and spill the salt on every single person's plate. Where did I go wrong? What did I lose? I could see red, now I want blue. I should call her off the daisies on the side of every road. I listen up to form a picture made of flowers and gold. You turned it hard when summer rose. You feel the sweat dripping from your nose. Nothing but the best of everybody else to I can't decide if it's a test to prove that I won't ever learn. Everybody knows, everybody knows. I'm turning red when I think of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Pink Socks and their music video for their song Blue. If you like that song, you can go and pick up the digital track for only $1. That's the cost of a cup of coffee in 1990. And you can go to pinksocksminneapolis.bandcamp.com. That's pinksocks, MMPLS, .bandcamp.com. Or you can go to spotify.com and just look up Pink Socks. And studies have found that supporting local music makes you much better looking and are more likely to receive a promotion and raise at work. That's just a hard science fact. So support local music, and that again was Pink Socks. So you can check out their other songs. They have completed 4 songs. Only 2 are available right now. Those Blue that you just listened to, and we lost a couple people via internet. There we go. We'll fix that. How's everybody doing so far?
Hey.
Couple of whoops. Excellent.
Excited.
I just checked on some of the comics that are waiting outside in our lobby, and they are chomping at the bit to perform for you. But before we do all that, take a trip with me to Waite Park, Minnesota. Ooh. Come with me on the back porch.
Front.
Where do we go now?
Front.
On the front
okay.
porch.
This is a front porch performance.
Set a spell with our good friend Matt DOOYEMA, ladies and gentlemen, live from Waite Park, Minnesota.
From Waite Park, Minnesota.
So excited.
Hi.
Hello.
How we doing? You guys having fun? That was a fun acid trip that we just watched for 3 minutes. Like, I do a lot of drugs, okay? I'm not going to lie. I do, and I have never seen that. What combination of marijuana, acid, and mushrooms do you need for a Pomeranian to be turned into a paper? If anyone knows, private message me. I will Venmo you. That's just how it works. You guys, I wrote a new religious joke for you guys because that's just what we need. Do you think it's considered cheating when Lot uses Lowry's. I mean, did he leave his wife for a younger, more fresh, exotic spice? I don't know. I mean, or is it a cuckold situation where the salt's on the table and has to watch?
Oh.
Sorry, that's what I get for doing religious jokes. My last name is DOOYEMA, which is gives telemarketers nightmares.
Yeah.
They're just like, they look at it and you can just hear him like, can I speak to Mr. Oof. DOOYEMA. It's like I'm a walking Oedipus complex, and I've heard that my whole life. But I recently found out what the meaning of my last name is. It's an ancient language that doesn't exist, hasn't existed since 700 AD. This is a 100% true story. DOOYEMA means son of a dead man, which is a huge bummer because I really like my dad. And when I found out, he's like, well, this takes me back to when I had to kill my father. I found out at a younger age. So DOOYEMA is a Highlander situation of a coast of islands off the coast of Germany. So that's fun. Speaking of my parents, did any of you guys have your parents have that one rule that you still to this day don't understand? Anybody? That one rule, everything else was for your safety, is for your health, and it made sense, right? But my mom and dad had a messed up rule for me as a kid. You see, if I wanted to finish, or if I wanted a Pop-Tart or a donut or a breakfast treat, I had to finish a bowl of cereal before then because my mom didn't want me to fill up on sugar. Now, mind you, I'm a child of the 80s, so it's like, oh, you're not getting that toaster strudel until you finish your Fruit Loops, Matt. It's like my parents, they're Catholic, but they wanted to be pro-choice, so they're just like, you know what, we're not going to abort him, but maybe if we just push him in the right direction, the guy upstairs, you know? This is exemplified by the fact they used to let me ride on the side of the road on a highway, going with traffic, not wearing reflective gear or a helmet. They just, they told me I was part of God's plan, but I found out I was born 9 months after St. Patty's Day. So if God's plan is involved, that means that it involved Bushmills and corned beef and cabbage. That explain a lot of things. I don't know. I had to eat a lot of sugar growing up, but I like to think that it made me a large, handsome fella. You know what? Own it. Big men, you're sexy too. BHMs, baby. BHMs. Big, handsome men. Own your sexuality. Thick guys save lives. That's what I say. Yeah. But here's the problem with being a thicker boy. Shopping for clothing. Anyone who's had to do it, you have to either go to that weird, secluded section of JCPenney's where you're being shame-watched. And it's never anything good. It was always just it's Hawaiian shirts and odd graphic tees with things like, you ain't shit unless you're running with the big dogs. Oh, not a lot of big dog fans. I would have thought Andy would have hot on that one.
I have a big dog sweatshirt, whatever.
Of course you do. Every fat person has at least one in their closet. No, it's fine. But I wanted to start being stylish. So I went online to start shopping. But here's the thing. If you're starting to look for clothing online as a big guy, put a safe search on. Because the websites, they kind of sound a little risque. Casual male XL, king size direct, bigmen.com. Yeah, that's where you're thinking you're going to see some thick guys that to save your life. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to buy chinos. I don't know. I've been thinking about the lockdown a lot still. I don't know about you guys. Did anyone else panic buy a bunch of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I panic bought 100 pounds of pancake mix.
Whoa.
Yeah. Fuses for my house. And I tried to sandwich a machete between those things so that the clerk wouldn't notice it like you used to do with porno at Blockbuster back in the day. Like they weren't going to notice the guy who just bought everything of Bisquick in the store is also buying the murder weapon from Friday the 13th. Like they're just I don't know why either. I got really obsessed with personal protection, and I just thought, well, guns can run out of ammo. So I just live in my own Norman Reedus, The Walking Dead fucking scenario because of COVID. It's okay. If anyone wants to buy a machete, by the way, also private message me after the show. I don't know about you guys. My COVID hair got real wild. I mean, I'm looking stylish now. I mean, it's muy guapo. I get it. I'd fuck me too. But before it was getting wild. It's getting crazy. For a while, I started looking like the Ancient Aliens guy. And by that I mean jobless. True story about that guy. His real name is Giorgio Sirlikos. Because of course his name is Giorgio Sirlikos, but that is not even the craziest thing about him. His wife's name is Crix Beeble. The man took his work home with him. He shat where he eats. We all know workplace romances don't work, Giorgio. Okay, fine. I didn't like that joke either. We're good. People are getting a little crazy about the mask thing. I work in a bar, so as I like to call myself, the canary in the coal mine. People are fucking terrible about it too. Like you get some people who have real attitudes about it. We had this one lady, she was wearing literally she had somehow fashioned a Kleenex onto her face. And she was wearing this hat that said, lions, not sheep. And it took every ounce of energy in my body to not go up to her and go, but which one's endangered again? Like people aren't going on safari to New Zealand. You know, dentists from Minnesota aren't shooting famous sheep. And I just think it's also funny because I think that person would have probably liked to tell me about herd immunity. So I just, you know, whatever. The hat was camo, so I'm surprised I saw it too. Oh shit. So I don't know about you guys. I fell into some old habits when I during the lockdown and during COVID. I started drinking a little bit again, not a lot, but just enough to not feel things for a little while. And I started remembering the things I used to love to do while I was drinking. And mine was going on Facebook and getting into political arguments at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday after half a bottle of Tanqueray. I used to call it gin injustice. Real heroes don't wear capes, they drink gin and tonics. And during one of these exchanges with one of the fine people on the other side, I got called a cuck. Oh, yes. Oof. You know what a cuck is. If anyone is not familiar, just don't put a safe search on your phone and look that up. And then you're going to get viruses, but you'll learn. You'll learn real quick. So I had to break the news. I had to tell my wife, I'm like, baby, I guess we're in a cuckolding situation. And she says, I don't even like fucking you that much. Now I have to fuck somebody else? And I told her, I said, honey, you're a woman and I'm a beta. He said he was an alpha 8 times in one post. I'm pretty sure that's against the law. And it's weird because, you know, we don't know. Like, we've been out of the game for so long. We don't know how to OK Cupid or Tinder or Bumble and Craigslist isn't there, so he can't, you know, have sex with a serial killer. And the neighbors really didn't like the pamphlets we were handing out. You know, we haven't been invited to many block parties since. No barbecues, nothing. A lot of stares. So my wife decided we should just maybe we should just go after our favorite celebrity, because that makes logical sense, right? And for both of us, we both have the same person on our cheat list, and that's Marcus Mumford of Mumford and Sons. You can tell my wife has a type. If you saw me with a banjo and a bolo tie, hey, you would completely understand it. The only reason I'm telling you this is stay the hell off their social media pages for the next few days. There's some very disturbing images. I will wait for you, my little lion man. I will wait. I've been Matt DOOYEMA. Thank you all so very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Matt DOOYEMA! Outstanding! From Wake Park, Minnesota, Matt DOOYEMA. Matt DOOYEMA is one of the owners and proprietors of the Awful Service podcast, which I was lucky enough to be asked to be on a couple of weeks ago. It was a lot of fun. You can check out the link
every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday, but you can check out my episode, which is the most important one, on our Monday Night Comedy Show page, or you can just go to Awful Service Podcast on Facebook and follow them, and you can see their or listen to their podcast wherever podcasts are free. Sold. They're free.
I mean, we charge nothing, but you have to pay with your soul.
Oh. I sold my soul to my friend Steve Hoppy for a Diet Pepsi in 7th grade. So
can I ask Doyle a couple questions?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Hang on. Matt Kruger has some questions for you. So
yeah, he's gonna brag about his laptop again.
No. So Matt, would it be fair to say that you were rolling onto Facebook, making enemies, sipping gin and justice?
Yeah. Yes.
I see.
Hang on.
And are you not leaving until 6 in the morning?
You know, I am a night owl, and honestly, I was drunk, so I don't really remember what time it was. It could have been 3 in the afternoon, but it's 2 in the morning up here. Okay, always 2 in the morning up here.
That's all I need.
Love you, Kruger. Can I get one other plug-in?
Absolutely. What do you got?
So as some of you heard, there was some drama up here in central Minnesota. And a certain comic got removed from a mic here at the Red Carpet nightclub here in St. Cloud. And I'm proud to announce that I have now taken over the show, a new Keller open mic every Wednesday night at the basement of the Keller Bar in St. Cloud, Minnesota. I am the host and proprietor. Yeah, I mean, we're trying our best to keep it as sanitary as possible. Everyone is sprayed with bleach and hand sanitizer, which we should have been doing to comics for years, if we're being honest. So we do that. So if you're feeling brave and you want to mask up, it's an open mic, so there's plenty of room to socially distance.
Awesome! Congratulations, Matt.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations! Yay! Congratulations!
If you don't know this about Matt DOOYEMA, he is he's one of them traveling comics. He drives all the way from the St. Cloud area to Minneapolis to do all sorts of open mics, but he is one of our favorite comics to have here on the Monday Night Comedy Show. So Matt, we will of course start plugging your open mic, and congratulations on that. A couple of things I just want to thank. I want to thank Zachary and Christine and Charles for also tipping the comics tonight. Again,
yeah.
we really do appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
I need more gin.
You're gonna need mine. We definitely appreciate it, and unfortunately my organizational skills are terrible. I am getting better, hopefully at making sure the Venmo gets to all the comics in a timely fashion, because right now I'm still a couple weeks out. But I'm doing my best, so bear with me. But thank you so much for donating. Now coming up next, we were gonna have Tiffany Norton introduce our next video. Unfortunately, she just woke up from a nap, and she just sent me a message. So she won't be able to introduce the next video that is hers, but that's okay. I have some things I want to tell you about it. So it's called The Bitter Baker, and we were over the moon excited when I asked Tiffany if she would be willing to let us show her videos that she's been producing here at the Monday, and she said absolutely. So what I want you guys to do is we want you to either bookmark thebitterbaker.com or go to the YouTube page and subscribe to The Bitter Baker. You just go to YouTube, search bar The Bitter Baker, and she pops right up. And we're going to be playing these videos every other week right here at the Monday. But definitely be sure to subscribe to her page. You can watch, I think, like there's 18 videos right now on The Bitter Baker, and they're fantastic. So you can watch the videos as they come. You get notifications if you subscribe, and you can brush up on all your baking skills. You can also follow her on Facebook. So there's lots of bitterness to get through the COVID-19 blues, ladies and gentlemen. And so without further ado, we'd like to show you episode 1 of The Bitter Baker, and it's called Get That Bitch Off My Back at Work Brownies, ladies and gentlemen. So get your ingredients ready. This is The Bitter Baker. Woo!
Hi, and welcome back to The Bitter Baker. Today, we're going to be making a batch of s'more brownies to serve to Becky in my office. That is the backstabbing bitch. We're going to mix 1 brownie mix, oil, water, cayenne pepper, and a little milk. And next, we're going to beat this batter like I should have done to Becky's ass when she told our boss that I've been putting Kettle One in my coffee for the last 6 years. Pour this, and we're going to bake it at 350 degrees for 15 minutes. And then we're going to pull it out, and then we're going to top it. We're going to sprinkle, 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 and put it back in the oven. And now we're going to toast these marshmallows to a light golden brown, which is a much more believable complexion than you arrive with at work every Monday. That spray tan is god awful. Honey, you don't look like you just came from Cancun. You look like you just came from Blaine. And now we're ready to serve up right to Becky. My hope with these brownies is that they actually have a high enough sugar content to put her in a sugar coma so that I could actually spend 1 day a week without that bitch on my back.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was The Bitter Baker, episode 1. Get that bitch off my back at work brownies. And as you can tell, there is a theme to the Bitter Baker's videos, and I think that it fits with the Monday Night Comedy Show's attitude towards people and everything quite well. So we love you, Tiffany Norton, and that is directed by Brandon Simon. So and everyone is like perfectly produced. So Brandon knows his shit, and we hope that you enjoy the Bitter Baker as we show them here at the Monday and in the next few weeks. And let's see here. We have our first in-studio performance by one of our dearest friends at the Monday Night Comedy Show, who has been providing new material each week all throughout this goddamn pandemic. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Start freaking out. Everybody in the studio scream. Everybody at home scream. His name
Hey, what's going on? Hey, I'm gonna actually review some old stuff. This is like a review session. Typically, if you do this artist in residency thing, get a chance to do your old material. You just don't throw it in the fucking trash. So I'm gonna give this a shot. We're gonna give it another shot. Okay. Man, that Drew Carey's looking pretty good, right? The Drew Carey's lost some weight. Man, if you had to guess, what do you think his weight would be? Because I'd guess 1 pound.
Yeah.
Again, Price is Right rules, baby. It was disappointing finding my uncle had put up an ad on the internet to try to get laid. It was even more disappointing finding it on Craigslist. under the category free shit. I think it's hard to be in a one-man band, but I bet it's even harder to be in a one-man children's choir. Have to sound like 50 little boys. I think what's amazing is you can remember exactly where you were when a big tragedy happened. Like, I'll give you an example. My uncle remembers exactly where he was that time that Shamu bit his arm off. There's a lot of joke thieves out there. Probably the worst one is Patton Oswalt, right? Patton Oswalt, horrible joke thief. He even stole a joke from me. Like, I had this hour-long bit about his wife dying. I remember one time I went back with a girl from the bars, and she said she wouldn't sleep with me until I could guess her name. It's like, what the fuck, are you like Rumpelstiltskin or something? And then she said no. She said no, which sucked, because that was like my 50th guess. I don't have very many celebrity connections, but I do have some. For instance, I've never been invited to the Playboy Mansion, but one time I got to go to the Brazzers Fuck House. It's hard enjoying milk. It's hard enjoying milk knowing where it comes from. Like, for instance, I get all mine. I steal it from this after-school youth program. Okay. They say that you can make wine out of any kind of fruit, which is total bullshit. Because I tried making pineapple wine. God damn it, stomping on those pineapples really hurts.
God damn it. God damn it.
My girlfriend and I don't jive well in the bedroom. Like, we want different things. Like, for instance, she wants me to keep this bag over my head, and I want her to use a paper bag. I wasn't very popular in high school. I think the main reason was I was the only boy who tried out for cheerleading and didn't make it because I couldn't spell. Here's a tip that's gotten me out of a lot of jams. If you get cut really bad, put ketchup on top of the wound. Then that way when you go to the ER, the doctor will be like, oh no, you're bleeding. What? This is ketchup. You got me fooled. And then you swipe the ketchup away. And you're like, I was bleeding too, you idiots. You've been double fooled. That's just useful advice. Do you know why they call Bruce Springsteen the boss? It's a pretty cool story. There was this guy named Steve Johnson who worked for him.
Fuck. God damn it.
I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible that the Confederacy happened in the US, but it'd be even worse if it happened in Italy too. You know, because they'd still have statues over there, except we'd have to look at all their dicks. My nephew's birthday's coming up, and I was supposed to buy him this book. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's called Everybody Poops. But they ran out of it on Amazon, so I had to get this other book. It's called Pooping is for Unlovable Freaks. What? What? It's not okay to hold the door open for a woman nowadays? Just because it's a revolving door? Whatever, dude stuck in door. I tried reading the 10 Commandments for the first time. Must suck to be this thou guy. He's got it rough. It's hard to describe the size of my family. But if you laid all my aunts end to end, it'd be the length of 6 ladies. They say that like showing your tits can get you out of a traffic violation. That's not true. Showing tits. Like, if you don't believe me, go talk to my my cousin. He brought 12 issues of Jugs to the manslaughter trial. Work. Okay. I'm gonna fuck that up. I sometimes wonder if Mr. T's ever been sitting at a bar and someone sees him and is really attracted to him. So they start crossing their fingers and they're just hoping. No ring. No ring. No ring. Ah, fuck, he's got 18 of them. My friend got a drunk and disorderly while camping, which is pretty impressive. Do you know how fucked up you got to be to get kicked out of the woods? I don't want to go to a wedding during this COVID thing because they're all scaled down, you know? Like my cousin was planning on having one, and it turns out now, during Here Comes the Bride, he can't release a flock of Chinese bats. They're not letting him do it at the venue. I think it's weird how some people have the same name as the month they were born. Like my sister, Latin History Month, Christianson. I competed in a bodybuilding contest last year. I didn't win. You know, I wish they would judge us based on our inner strength and not the fact that I was crying the whole time. Okay, that's it for me. You guys have been great.
Yay!
Great night.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Christianson! Yeah! Christianson! Woo! Woot indeed. Woot! Joe Christianson. Coming up with that all that new material there. Joe's been a constant at the Monday Night Comedy Show for the last many weeks, and we do appreciate him. And we also appreciate everybody who's watching tonight and tipping the comics. You guys are great, and we rely on you for word-of-mouth advertising. So if you like the show tonight, mention it to people and maybe share it around once it's officially posted on the internet. So give yourselves a round of applause for choosing live comedy during a global pandemic. We are currently sterilizing the microphone because we have our next in-studio performer. A little back history to your next performer. She's an old friend of the Monday Night Comedy Show, and now that we're in this particular venue, we can't joke that she got us kicked out of the last one.
No.
So now now we have to make up some stuff because see her comedy.
She's great.
Her comedy was
what are you gonna say? She's wonderful. She's fantastic.
Well, she is wonderful. She is wonderful and fantastic. She's super damn funny.
She's the best.
She's the cleanest comic I know.
When we asked our new hosts who we should ask to visit us, everybody came up with her name.
This is true.
Yes.
Everybody here at Nano Taco is like Carly McMENOMAN.
So that's who we.
And that's who we have.
That's
ladies
who we
and
have.
gentlemen. So without further ado, please put your hands together for the first time here in studio at the Monday Night Comedy Show, her nanotaco.com debut. Ladies and gentlemen, Carly McMenomon!
Super excited!
Woo!
Woo! That was me pretending like I'm walking up on stage. That was. Thanks, Andy. So, how's everybody doing tonight? This is a super cool little place. I'm excited to be here. It's been a while since I've done comedy in a room that I have not also had sex in. And that, yes, that joke predates COVID, you guys. That's not a joke that I wrote because I was doing comedy from my bedroom for 4 months. I've been opening with that line since 2010 because I fucking like to party. So I guess before I get too far into my set, I'll point out to those of you who didn't all meet me already here that I have dreadlocks, and I know it's weird because I'm neither homeless nor Jamaican. Weird thing about having dreadlocks, though, is that every time a guy hits on me, he always uses some witty line like, hey babe, I know where all the raves are. And I'm always like, whoa, 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 buddy. Just because I have dreadlocks doesn't mean that I'm cool and that I like to party. It could mean that I'm dirty and lazy. Or half black. I'm going to warn everybody who requested me tonight, I have not written one fucking new joke since COVID. Ooh, except for this one. So the, I don't really have an intro to it because I'm not healing from it, but I had to get HPV surgery because, as you guys can all guess, my body has just become too accustomed to it from all the years of getting pounded in venues, right? And it was rough, right? Like I had to get that the laser vaporization surgery on my vulva and anus, right? Perineum, as we discussed outside, where we're today. Perineum, folks. That's the line of skin between your vagina or testicles or both, whatever you do, and your asshole, because everybody has one of those, as Joe's sold-out book indicated. So I basically, you guys, had LASIK on my brown eye. It was technically worse than LASIK, though, because I know that after LASIK, you can wipe your eyes within a week. It took a month for me to recuperate from that, right? Yeah, and since my dad was in town, he kept trying to, like, go to dinner, just like shit dads always bring up, right? How does my dad time this every goddamn time, right? Where he's like, what am I gonna, how? It was obvious I didn't just fucking take a pounding from the way I was fucking wincing and leaning, right? Had to fucking walk around with like Allocaine all the time, fucking burn cream, like just, I'm fine, Dad. Right. But then I was like, maybe it would be better because like normally I would just tell him I'm sick, right? But my dad has anxiety, the pandemic, that's gonna open up another can of worms. So I was like, in this pandemic, maybe I'm better off telling my dad that some doctor had to do some Star Trek shit on my junk because all the years that I've been getting fucking rocked from behind. Right? That would probably, due to COVID, upset him less than being like, feeling a bit under the weather, can't do dinner. Oh, and I guess, too, during COVID, I'm flourishing in grocery stores now. Right? Because I hate interacting with people. Fucking, it's garbage. The only thing I hate more than interacting with people, I found out, is doing comedy to a video of myself doing comedy. Right? But now I just go to the grocery store, right? I have a face mask on, and it still sucks, though, because my hair people from high school still recognize me, so I don't have that fucking, if I put on a hood, too, but it's too hot, right? See, I can just walk around the grocery store with my hands in my pockets. Don't have to smile at people anymore. And now it doesn't weird them out if they try to talk to me and I just back away. Right? Just fucking. Especially on those one-way aisles where it turns out, pro tip, just walk backwards down those. You're going the right way because your mouth is. Because your mouth needs to face the one way. That was my motto pre-COVID. Your mouth needs to face the one way. So that's all my new COVID jokes. So we're gonna loop back to the dreadlocks material. Oh no, one more. I also was at the grocery store. Now that I don't have to interact with humans, I can get like 3 times as high, right? So I was doing a dab in my car in the parking lot, okay? And I was subsequently coughing horrifically, right? And this old lady came walking by, seeing me coughing, and just fucking direct eye contact, just leered at me. And she was like, what are you even doing here? And then I blew the smoke in her face and said, don't worry, it's a dab. Out of there, right? I don't have COVID. I got tested yesterday because of my asshole surgery from being so slutty. Boom. But that old lady regretted leering at me. They all do. So another weird thing about having dreadlocks is anytime I show up anywhere with baked goods, I always feel the need to specify whether or not there's weed in them. Seamless transition. Which is funny, I guess, because it's not COVID related at all, because I don't think you can show up places with baked goods anymore. No, they would just yell at you now for showing up with baked goods. Where with me, they're like, is there fucking weed in those? They never ask it that way because it's usually at some church. Right? Oops, I got too high. Fucking. Yeah, the new pacing of this joke doesn't work. I'm going to go to the next one. Another weird thing about having dreadlocks is that I have sucked. I have thrown my neck out sucking dick on more than one occasion. Turns out it's easy to do because it's like wearing a bunch of wool hats at once. Plus, I was putting in some extra effort because I was sucking dick for drugs. And as a businesswoman, I was putting in some extra effort because they were good drugs. And as a feminist, too, I figured I had to put in 30% more effort than the guy that just sucked that same guy's dick for me, before me, for those same goddamn drugs, right? And I was getting enough drugs for the group. It's like 150% more effort. There was like 5 of us. I don't think that's what my dad had in mind when he said he was going to raise me to be a team player. I did learn the valuable lesson, though. If you walk into a room and go, whose dick do I got to suck to get a back rub around here? It's a great way to get kicked out of the Massage Envy Christmas party. I also learned when you yell that question into a room full of off-duty masseurs, there's a good chance the answer to that question is going to be process of elimination. So I suck all these dicks, right? Now I throw out my goddamn neck. Here I am at this party, like, whose dick do I got to suck to get a neck rub around here? Those motherfuckers got me again. Process of elimination. I was like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on my chest. I remember one night I came from sucking a dick. Like, that's all I was doing. That's it, right? Well, when it's me sucking a dick, that's not like all I'm doing, but like nothing was going on with my junk. And it was impressive and startling, right? Because I think it was predicated upon the fact that I did so much drugs that night. My party was brought to you by the letter M because I had marijuana, Molly, MDMA, and mushrooms in me. Right? And I was, right, going at this guy's junk. And I remember it was this weird visual thing in my head where it almost felt like a really trippy episode of How It's Made. Right? As I was like getting all the fucking shit. Right? With you can hear the music too, right? With the springs and the whatever the fuck it is, right? Micro narrating, I think. I don't know, but I got really into it, and then all of a sudden, just right, and I stopped. And he was tripping balls too. Obviously, you don't ever have just one person fucking bang out 4 drugs, right? And then the other one dead sober, right? So he's startled, and I was like, I think I just came. And like a champ, he's like, well, then keep sucking. It was reminiscent of a night that I got super drunk knowing that there was a crab leg buffet starting in 4 hours. So I was in Vegas at the time. Somebody warned me. They're like, I know you're super excited for the crab legs thing tonight, but just so you know, they have run out of crab legs before. And I was like, challenge accepted, right? And I just roll into this crab leg buffet just wasted, right? And this is back when I was living in California, not eating. Still not thin, which is fucking mind-boggling to me, but I was fucking starving and drunk. And it was so similar to that night I came from sucking dick because, first of all, I was covered in weird oils. Right? I had a monogrammed bib that I brought. I figured out that if you get into a really solid rhythm, you can get the most meat in your mouth, right? And the longer you do it, the saltier it gets. Thank you for coming out and logging in tonight. Hopefully we'll see, quote unquote, you here next Monday. And stay safe out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Carly McMENOMAN. Give her a round of applause. Carly McMENOMAN, ladies and gentlemen. Carly. And it just so happens Carly has the t-shirt phrase that pays for this week. I basically have LASIK on my brown eye from Carly McMENOMAN. So if you make t-shirts and make money off of those t-shirts, consider sponsoring us so we can make cool t-shirts like that. I would like a t-shirt that says I basically had LASIK on my brown eye. That is from I don't know, from running this show. I think I deserve it. So anyway, thanks again to everybody who has donated tonight. We really do appreciate it. We have another video to show, and this one I'm very excited about. Now, a lot of you know that Stand Up Records, it is a local record company that is actually a Grammy award-winning record label that produces comics from all over the world, also locally here in the Twin Cities. It's run by a man named Dan Schlissel. You can go to standuprecords.com to learn more about it and order CDs and DVDs from their entire catalog. And if DVDs or CDs aren't your jam, then you can order digital downloads. You can order vinyl. You can order, in some instances, cassette tapes and 8-tracks, I believe. And so if you're a collector, a connoisseur of audio, this is a place where you want to go, standuprecords.com. One of the most recent albums that they just put out is from Wendy Maybury. It's called She's Not From Around Here, again, from Stand Up Records. It's available as a digital download from Amazon or Apple, streaming on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, and on Sirius XM channel 105. So for all those bougie people with XM satellite radio in their car, channel 105. But I highly suggest that you purchase it as a digital download. Again, you can get it, or you can go to standuprecords.com and pick it up. But one of the tracks from that album is called "The Vagina Song," and through the many different ways that Dan Schlissel, the owner and proprietor of Stand Up Records, knows people all throughout the world, he happens to know Bill Plimpton, the famous animator who is an Academy Award-winning artist, or Academy Award-nominated artist. In 1987, he made technical difficulties. Excuse me. He made an animation called Your Face, which, if you haven't watched it, please, after tonight's show, do yourself a favor, go to YouTube and just look up Your Face by Bill Plimpton, or just Bill Plimpton in general, and you'll be able to see that short. It's amazing. However, Bill Plimpton did a piece to Wendy's track, The Vagina Song, and to call it outstanding is an understatement. If you don't think you know who Bill Plimpton is and his work, you'll know the moment that you see this next video. Please put your hands together for Wendy Maybury's The Vagina Song, illustrated and animated by Bill Plimpton, courtesy of Stand Up Records. Woo, indeed.
That I have never understood is that male comedians will get on stage and tell you gross things about things they've done to other people, things they do at home, boogers they pick, I don't know, the color of their poop, just weird, gross crap, right? The drugs they take, the unemployment they collect, I don't know, and after the show, inevitably, women will come up to you and go, "Oh my God, you are so funny. Hey," like, what is happening? I would see it all the time. It would make me really frustrated because a woman standing on stage telling jokes gets a look from the men in the audience. The same look you give babies screaming in a grocery store like, "Oh, I'm not taking that home." Like, that's the look you get. And I'm like, I need to turn this around for myself. I need to Google how to get more hits, how to drive more traffic, how to get more clicks or click-throughs. So I was reading on the internet, I found on Cosmo.com that they suggest if you would like more male attention, you should consider bedazzling your hoo-ha. Have y'all heard of this madness? Have you guys heard of this? It's when you put sparkles on your chicky parts. You know, like clitter. Anybody? Okay, they got that. To me, that is overselling what should be an already hot commodity, right? Thank you. That's ridiculous, right? Because To me, a sparkly hoo-ha is the kind that greets your door going, come on in, we've got a show. It's all so clean it glows. See it at the hands? Yeah, you got it. You got it. My vagina has always been way more like, I didn't know you were going to be here today. Most people don't make it this far. She talks a lot. See, the kind of guy I need to date is this guy right here with his head in his hands. You, sir, you probably never looked at a pussy and said, not enough flair, can't go there, have you? Hell no! Somebody raised him right. It's a generational thing. Let's clap for him. Clap for him. He is a brave soul. That's the kind of soldier that shows up to the battlefield taking that hill no matter what the conditions. He's going in, you guys. He's not bitching about the foliage or the obstacles or the conditions or anything. He just got invited to the party and he's here to dance. The problem are these young millennial guys with ADD. They can't pay attention unless it's shiny objects. I feel like my vagina deserves its own song. Should I sing a song for the Saturday? My vagina is like, nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. If you wanted something sparkly clean, you should come back tomorrow. It's that vagina song, you guys. I did that joke one night at the comedy club. My parents came from Alabama to see me do comedy. They were excited to see me for the first time and do it. I did that joke and it went great. I felt good until I realized that my dad was in the room. He was sitting just off stage, like right there. And I was like, ugh, Daddy, I'm sorry I talked about my hoo-ha in front of all these strangers. And my dad yelled, that's all right, I've already seen it. Like, oh my God, not recently, you guys, not recently.
Ladies
and gentlemen, that was Wendy Maybury's The Vagina Song, illustrated by Bill Plimpton, courtesy of Stand Up Records. Oh my God, that's to be able to show that is absolutely tremendous, and we like seriously, and I just want to thank everybody for watching that and enjoying that. Please download that album. Get that album. She's Not From Around Here by Wendy Maybury. No. StandUpRecords.com. You can order it from Stand Up Records, or you can, again, wherever they sell sounds, you can buy it. And thank you to Dan Schlissel and Stand Up Records for letting us play that. You are one of our favorite people and one of our favorite. Our only favorite record label. Everyone else can go to hell. And and if it's if this wins you bar trivia at some point, the Monday Night Comedy Show has a Stand Up Records album. It's called Nerd Alert, and there's a lot of copies in the warehouse collecting dust. So you can feel free to purchase a copy. They made a double LP when they recorded that. It's all Twin Cities comics, some who are not with us anymore. So it's definitely a gem to have in your collection. Nerd Alert, it's all about geek humor from the Twin Cities, best comics. At the time of recording, we have lots of good comics. Your next comic is really good. He was not on the Nerd Alert album, but he is the biggest dork I know. He is the owner and proprietor of the greatest comedy show ever, which is coming up this Saturday, September 5th at 10 p.m., streaming to you live from Club Underground in the basement of Spring Street Tavern in Northeast Minneapolis. Please put your hands together for Mr. Nick PIONTEK, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yeah. Thank you. This is the closest I've come to comedy. People actually clapping and appreciating. Thank you, Andy, for doing the show, and thank you to the beautiful studio here. We all have to adjust to Corona. I don't know how I'm going to adjust to Corona. Doesn't Tiger King seem like it was 14 years ago? Like, we were laughing about abused tigers That was like 8 months ago, but it seems like 4 lifetimes ago, doesn't it? I don't know how to adjust to life, the new life, or whatever the term is anymore. I will tell you that I've been unemployed since March, and every day I have woke up, no matter what channel I turn on basic cable, the movie Top Gun is just starting. I'm going insane because it's always the beginning. It's just the boom boom and I'm like, how is this? If they're playing on like a 24-hour repeat, I don't know how that's gonna help. But God bless Tom Cruise, I guess. I'm going insane from being cooped up. I am very much a people person. I love being around people and I love having fun. I did, however, see the 3rd movie that I've seen in my life that I will never be the same. I've seen 3 movies in my life where after seeing the movie, I am not the same after seeing it. The first one is Gummo, if you know what Gummo is. The second movie is Ichi the Killer. And the 3rd movie I saw yesterday at family dinner, it's called B-Movie. And B-Movie is a... I don't know how to fucking explain this. Jerry Seinfeld is a bee who leaves a hive and falls in love with a woman who's a florist. And even though the bees can fly, they drive cars. And I'm pretty sure it's a kid's movie, but a bee ends up falling in love with a human being. And at one point, the bee also becomes a lawyer and sues humans for stealing their honey, but he eats a steak. I have no idea what the hell is going on with any of that nonsense. It completely changed the way I look at life and everything in general. It is a sad thing. I was going to do my show. I do a show the first Saturday of every month, but we were going to do a show last week, and somebody stole the mic guards from my porch. Now, I have lived in North Minneapolis for 19 years. Nobody's ever stole any package from my house, but I totally hope that those people who stole my mic guards start an artistic show of some kind and respect Corona, spacing and mic guard material, because that really screwed me up. It's my favorite week ever in the year, which is Shark Week. Shark Week, people. Shark Week's gotten bad. I used to really love Shark Week, not so much for sharks, but I really like amputee victims with unusually positive attitudes. If you feel shitty about your life, watch Shark Week, and it's always the exact same thing. They're like, yes, we swam every day in this beach that's known to have angry, pissed off sharks in it, but we never thought one would eat us, and one did. And I don't blame the shark at all. I'm like, yeah, because you were swimming, but they're always just one stump, and they're like, I still swim in the same thing. I'm like, he's coming back for another limb. I would not be that person. I'm not that good of a person as a human being. I would be surfing, and if a shark bit half of 1 inch of my finger off, I would spend the rest of my life shooting every fucking shark with a machine gun. I'd be the anti-hero on Shark Week. They'd have 9 people who are like, we're not mad at the shark, and then it'd be me, and I'd have like barely a bruise. I'd be like, I'm fucking killing them all now. All the sharks, the lemon sharks, all of them. And my favorite part about Shark Week, and the reason it's getting really lame now, is because every Shark Week episode is the same now. It's a great white. They're going into a cage and some drama happens. What they're doing is they're trying to tell you, the viewer, not to fear sharks, but they're doing it by inducing fear with dramatic music for 9 straight hours. And then every Shark Week episode ends with the same thing, which is one of the researchers going, it really frustrates us that we have never seen the sharks breed, especially great whites. Every great white documentary ends with them going, we don't know how they breed. And it occurred to me that human beings are the only thing in existence that need to not only know how everything fucks, but we need to videotape it. Otherwise, there is no conservation or research. And I love it because they always go, well, we need to know how the great whites are breeding so that we can help conserve them. And I'm like, what the fuck are you going to do if you know where the great whites are breeding? Are you going to play some Sade? Light some candles? What are you going to do to help the great whites breed? They're obviously doing it. Can we just leave them alone? They like to fuck in private. And as human beings, we don't need to be their cucks. Can I just say that? And so now I don't like Shark Week so much because it's just gotten really Pornhubby, I guess is what I'm saying. I looked at my YouTube history videos, and apparently at one point throughout the week, I watched 5 hours of youth soccer fight compilations. This is a real thing. There are so many youth fights at soccer games that they had to cut them and edit them into compilations. And there's at least 5 of them of just sometimes their kids and most of the time their parents fighting at a youth soccer game. And you tell me that 5% of the world doesn't need to die right now. I mean, I'm just saying. I am fucking pro-corona all the way if it were affecting the right people. If corona were taking out 35% of the people I saw in youth soccer fight compilations, I'd be totally cool with that. I'd be totally cool with it. Okay. I got some other newer jokes that I was working on. Obviously I'm stuck in my house, so I'm watching a lot of TV. The other thing that I noticed is that every television show is like horny, beautiful people that are way more beautiful than anybody I see visually with my own eyes on an island or a peninsula. And what the basis of the show is that they have to try and have sex with another attractive person. And it's like Love Island. I think they brought back it's all bad. But what I think we should do is we should take 5 of the craziest, toughest black dudes on the planet, and then we should put them on an island with 5 of the craziest white dudes like, my daddy gave me guns in America, and blah, blah, blah. And we put them on an island, and they're on a team together, and they hunt and kill the 10 richest people on the planet. And when they're done, the reward is we all get free healthcare and education forever. And I will call this Reverse Trickle-Down Economics Island. I just wrote this joke. Maybe I change it to Reverse Trickle-Down Economics Cove. I don't know. Pick your favorite body of water, and that'll be what it is. That's what it is. Thank you. That's my killing rich people bit. Been working on that one for a while. That joke started with me going, you should elect me for president because the first thing I'll do is bring 10 of the richest people to my inauguration, and then I will cut their heads off with a samurai sword. Vote for Nick. But that's 20 years down the road. That'll be my campaign thing. I'm going to end this on, I'm going to end it on a classic. I'm going to end it on one of my favorite stories about our host here, Andy. And although we aren't doing this show, this is one of my favorite things to tell for Andy is good friends make sure that you don't drink and drive, or at least drunk and drive. You can drink and drive because most of the shows I do are at bars and you need to pay for drinks, so they're not going to pay me. But my favorite thing is I had just gotten a DUI and Andy physically took my keys from me one time. Andy removed my keys from my presence and he said, you're not driving, because he knew that as soon as he wasn't looking at me, I'd be trying to drive home. And so he physically took my keys, and it was February, Minnesota winter. And I went into a cab and I got to the front door of my house in North Minneapolis that I personally made sure you cannot break into. And I realized Andy did not give me my house keys back. So if you want to be a good friend, make sure your friend doesn't drink and drive. But if you want to be an asshole, make sure they can't get into their door. in negative 23-degree temperature. So I was so drunk that night that one of two things happened. Is either one, I drank so much whiskey that I literally became Morpheus from the Matrix, and I just went through my front door. Number two, well, there may be three theories. Number two would have been I was so drunk at the Monday Night Comedy Show that I took out an ad, pre-approved a roommate, and completely forgot about them in the course of maybe an hour and a half. So I just knocked on my own front door while I was 80% sure I live alone. And that was my plan for survival, is I just knocked on my own door going, please, someone break into my house and let me in. And instead what happened, and my theory is that my English Mastiff, now if you don't know what an English Mastiff is, he's the Sandlot dog. He is a 200-pound, uncoordinated, sad creature. If anybody needs antidepressants in this world, it's fucking Louis, okay? I brought Louis into the vet, and the vet was like, well, we could give him some antidepressants or some CBD. I'm like, if anyone's getting high in this house, it's the one who has to go to work every day, okay? But I knocked on my own front door until Louis, who is the most uncoordinated creature, waved at my doorknob and eventually figured out doorknobs like a velociraptor. And I can only imagine him just going, Pop Pop needs you, because in my head, my dog calls me Pop Pop. That's a different thing. But he just batted, and I was going, Louis, Louis, and finally he hit the doorknob just right. The whole thing unlocked, and he's like, I'm going to chase so many mailmen and children. He's like, I figured it out. They're all going down. And I just stormed in and was like, what took you so long? I pissed myself. And that's my story of Louis. Thank you guys. Please support the Monday Night Comedy Show. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Nick PIONTEK. Keep it going for Nick. Yes, Nick PIONTEK. Nick. Oh.
Have you heard the Will Smith story about these people? No, but did you see that they have a Shark Week episode of Will Smith, and it's called Off the Deep End? Oh, no! I see that. No. There was a Will Smith thing with him and his family, and he's not with his wife. Oh, no! Shark diving, it's called Off the Deep End. Like, what fucking Will Smith? Oh, no! He just said
Jerry Seinfeld was at a party with
this movie I got going up evenly. It's got this little rapper doing it. I want you to hear it. And he shows it to Will Smith. And Will Smith says, if I were you, I'd anybody else do that again. And he took it out of the movie. It was the most I have no idea what I literally
Oh my
I'm not
gosh.
sure if you caught any of that.
Oh my goodness, kid.
Friends here at the Monday, but one thing I do want to talk about, just a reminder, a couple of things before we let you go.
You're so funny.
And I'm going to put the scroller down. That's the end of the night for the Monday Night Comedy Show. But remember, on Saturday, September 5th, that's the first Saturday of every month, is the greatest comedy show ever. Hosted and produced by Nick PIONTEK, the comic you just saw. It's at 10 p.m. It's going to be streaming on Facebook Live from the basement of Spring Street Tavern's Club Underground. If you know this show, it should be familiar to you. But before we go, I do want to say a huge congratulations to our good friend Logan Weiss for celebrating 10 years today of sobriety. And if any of you are fighting addiction, you know that is a hell of a big goal and a huge milestone. Logan, congratulations. We love you. We loved you when you were doing shit, but we love you even more now because you're a lot more fun and you are a beautiful, beautiful person. So congratulations. You and Nikki are having I hope you're having a great night tonight, celebrating that. 10 years, once more. It's 10 years of sobriety for Logan Weiss. So yeah, everybody, woo! I love you, Logan. Woo! What?
Yeah. So like,
I'm trying to unmute your mic.
I'm just picked up everywhere. The thing that I miss most is seeing the people that have supported the show and being able to support them back. So I just want to tell them that we support you back, and that especially things like this with sobriety and things like your other progress and your other programs, that we want to support you. And so if you have things going on or things to share, you can message us to give us updates. So I just want to tell you that if you have cool things to share or things to tell us or things to plug, I would like to do that. So especially things like this, like anniversaries or milestones or cool things, this is monumental, especially things like Logan, doing recovery. We've lived in a bar that has celebrated overindulgence. So this is one of those times that we just celebrate being sober and awesome. So like, good job in recovery and good job being awesome and pure to yourself. So being true and being awesome. And this is another one of those things that we can be awesome and moving forward. So thank you so much for moving forward with us. So let us know if you have more things to share. So this is where you can share it. So send us more information. Thank you very much.
Well said, May Violet. Thank you so much, Saint May. Absolutely. As you know, that's the show runs solely on word of mouth advertising. So thank you to everybody who is watching tonight. Once the full show has aired, please share it on your page and say, hey, watch this dumb thing. You should watch this dumb thing next week. And more
we
people,
love you so much.
More people will say
next week. What is important about next week, Kruger?
Next week.
It's like a couple days after my birthday.
Yep. Next week is J Money motherfucking Hofka's birthday show.
Woo! Couple days. So the thing that we do have prior engagement, we do have in studio. The only things that we do actually have planned are Chrismatic in studio and Rick Logan in studio, because the last time we had Rick Logan on the show, it was a little connectivity problems. So we're going to have him in the studio to do his set so he doesn't have connectivity issues. So I'm excited to see him in person and Chrismatic for Kruger in the show and studio. So if Kruger has more people to ask for, he can do that. Otherwise, those are the people that I have coming to see him. So that's what I have planned, but it's going to be a birthday celebration and it'll be a party, safely and securely as always, like we have to be, suited up because of safety, but within regulation and within loving conditions. It sucks to not be able to love upon all of you, but I love all of you within 6 feet of you. I love you so much. Yeah.
Can you tell them I would like to love upon?
Here, let me turn you around. Let me turn you around to Mr. Nick.
I would like to love upon all of you.
This is Nick.
Nick wants to love everyone.
Nick loves you too. You know what? Honestly, that's what sucks about all this game. Yeah, Kruger, we love you.
Thanks.
And next week we celebrate the birth of our savior, J Money the motherfucking Hawk.
Motherfucker, baby.
As we leave you for this week, this is the 585th Monday Night Comedy Show. We want to thank every single one of you for watching. 585. Next week is 586. If you want to read page 11 of our book club book, just private message me on Facebook, Andrew Danger Brindleson. And I want to say thank you to Mercy Victor, Kat, Shane, Whitney, Carly. Ladies and gentlemen, they are not nanotacostudios.com. We are done for our show, but you can go over to nanotacostudios.com on Facebook and you can watch more programming. So your night is not done by a damn sight, ladies and gentlemen. It is done with the Monday Night Comedy Show. So I hope that you can hop over to the watch party over on Nanotaco Studios on Facebook and just, like them make sure you like them, and make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Like us. You really like us.
We do, yes, we do like you. And our last thing, remember that you have this one life and it can be short, so please stop fucking around and start living it. Thank you. Stay awesome. We'll see you next Monday.
Always love you. Always love you. So much love. Love you always.
Wash your hands.
See you next time.
Thanks for the stage time.
Nice to you. Start drinking heavily.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy. Why,
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.